All right, so this time I remember to check a look at the clock. It's 8:20. I think I started this, I don't know, like half an hour ago. And I'm on part three, so I've got more to add, obviously, or else I wouldn't be adorning your screen. So, geez, a bunch of things I want to say about this. So, writing should be a really personal thing. Like, basically, everything about it should be personal or, like, really kind of, I don't know if it's like your favorite pen, or maybe you don't write. Maybe you type like I do most of the time, not all the time. And I definitely think that writing and typing uses two different parts of your brain, and I think it's provable. Just in the same way that if you write a song on an acoustic guitar or you write a song on a keyboard, it's probably going to come out differently. Writing a song on paper or writing a song with a typing it out on the computer or whatever, it's a different process, so it's probably going to come out differently. And maybe we'll explore that in greater depth in another episode, or maybe do a little more research onto that instead of just telling you the headline. But at this point, I wanted to tell you that everything should be really personal. I'm trying to think of why I was thinking that. There's something I was doing that was kind of... Oh, yeah, I was thinking of this Smoky right here. So, I basically, in doing this, obviously, I want to show the process, but I also want to show the time, like the timeline that it takes to write a song. And obviously, it takes different people different amounts of time, and it takes different songs different amount of time to develop. Really kind of depends on, obviously, I'm sure, a lot of factors. But for me, right now, I'm feeling pretty good. I have a good amount of time on my hands to write songs. So one of the things I do is I smoke, and that's bad for you, Jen. I know this, but I've not always been a smoker. I definitely don't want to be a smoker. But I won't lie, it's kind of helpful for being a musician, even though it's bad for your throat, but and your health and everything else. But it's a stimulant. But also, it's kind of like this little baby. This is a special cigarette. This is called a Jarm Black. It's a clove cigarette, and designed, at least for my intended purposes, to be something that I can smoke that doesn't stink as bad as a cigarette or a big cigar. So it's kind of like incense, only not very good incense, but still it's better than cigarette smoke or a cigar. Anyway, now you know a little bit more about me. But the way that actually relates to music is, well, geez, how many smokes was it? What is it in smokes instead of time? So I kind of, it's all about routines and setting up routines to cultivate inspiration. Because obviously, if a song really is just a formula, then it should be pretty easy. And I don't disagree with that. Obviously, I enjoy it. I don't find it particularly hard. It's something that I really love to do, and it's definitely a big part of my life. So I don't think that it's hard. But that's because I cultivate inspiration. So basically, I just use some techniques like, incubation is a word I like to use, and definitely want to go into that some more. But just in a nutshell, it's like with creative stuff, not like production stuff like flipping hamburgers, but with creative stuff, you can't really just work on it indefinitely or ceaselessly. You have to stop, obviously. But that doesn't mean you can't keep working on it, because you can actually pick activities, other things you're going to have to do anyway, that might be useful in helping you or help facilitate the songwriting process. Like for Asassi, my buddy Asassi, and Steph, I think too, they both enjoy doing dishes. And they use that time, since they have to do it anyway, to kind of incubate, I'm guessing. Or actually, he practices, but I'm sure he could incubate as well. Basically, just listen to something else, or not listen to anything for that matter. And obviously it depends on the songwriter, but just some pro-life or pro-songwriting tips, I guess. I don't really make any money doing it, but I will be. Just started a new company with my partner Josh, and it's called Candlelight Welding Club. So welcome to the club, folks. Hey, whoa. All right. Oh, yeah, I have a song that I've developed a little bit, so I should show you that. That's why I'm back here. All right. Oh, it's a... I'll keep it to 2, because this is a very fast-paced song, obviously. It's very urgent. Whoa! Won't you knock on my back door again? Come on in, friend, I need to see your face. In the outside is the dark and rain. Let's celebrate and help to ease the pain. Oh yeah, buddy. Gonna miss you very much, and I swear I'll never leave you. I can be with the day I die, which just might be tomorrow. In my fantasies, you'll always be just as you were. I can smell your sweet skin even though you've been gone. So obviously that was rough, you know, mainly the music. So you gotta bend the guitar to your will, bend the music to your will, which is easier said than done, kind of like doing two things at once. It looks easy when you've practiced. Maybe this is a more interesting way of playing it. Maybe. Where were you when I couldn't even see? Blind and drunk on my own misery. This penguins on an iceberg, remind me to tell you about that. Now I found a sort of wizardry, and it's taken me to another place. Alright, here we go again. Oh yeah, I did it again. I'm going to the wrong chord. It's a bad chord. Bad chord. Yeah, that's it. Gonna miss you very, very much, and I swear I'll never leave you. Maybe I'll slow this down to see if it really sounds good or if it's just in my head. Gonna miss you very much, and I swear I'll never leave you. I could be with you the day I die, which just might be tomorrow. I think it's got potential. I'm just having a hard time with execution. So I'm just going to play it that way until I determine a better way to play it. And that's the name of the game. Basically, always moving forward, people. Progression, development, personal, professional, song. It's all the same. It's all the same process, really. It's basically like sowing seeds and farming. And I'm not a farmer. It used to bum me out that I heard that, farmers made really good entrepreneurs. And I've never been a farmer. I have no green thumb at all. But it turns out probably anybody can do it. It's just timing. I think that's another great thing about music. Okay, musical timeout. Here's the part of the story where I stop doing a songwriting and I talk about music in general, and I talk about things that I like about music. And what was I going to say about this? Well, it helps you in other places in your life. If you write songs, it'll help you write your life. Geez, I should patent that. That sounds great. If you write songs, it might help you write your life. But it doesn't have to be songs. It could be a journal. Journaling's good. I've always started that and stopped it, started and stopped it. But songwriting's here to stay, folks. I'm Tom from Candlelight Welding Club. Come take a class with me. It's really fun. No big deal. Just give me a call. Send me an email. One-on-one group classes, video. Don't like to be seen. You can be faceless, I suppose, unless you need help with your guitar, in which case that would be a challenge. And yeah, it's fun, easy, no pressure, inexpensive, especially now, because good discounts. Just want to get some business going. Tell your friends, hey, do a group class. You don't want to come alone? You can both be in front of the laptop. It's just a video conference call, 1 hour in length, and before we do that, you have a free consultation so you can figure out if you really want to do it or not. And that's okay if you don't. But if you do, it's really fun, and it can help you in other places in your life. It's really useful. Man, there's probably a bunch more to say. In fact, I could go on for hours, but I was playing a song, and I said the refrain's okay, so I'm gonna move on to the next part. Why don't you work on your complacency? Yeah, we should all do that. Stop worrying about things that you can't change. Oh, we should all do that too. I don't know about this lyric, but it's cool. In the end, bouncing on a trampoline. Oh yeah, that's there to stay. I can't believe that any of this is real. Maybe, not sure. And then I think this is supposed to be, yeah, this is the refrain, but it's a change up of the lyrics. So I still don't have the capacity to show you my screen, which is unfortunate, because it's really part of the process. And but I will when you call me. This weekend is when classes are starting. This weekend. Woo. All right. So Josh will help me out with that. Josh is all over. He already knows how to do it. I just haven't been trained yet on that part, but the rest is simple. All right. So the refrain change. All right, we're only almost on 11 minutes. All right. Sometimes this life is more absurd than most of our dreams. That's not probably how I'm going to sing it, but maybe that kind of cool sound cool. I don't normally sing like that, so that's cool. All right. Sometimes this life is more absurd than most of our dreams. When we wake again tomorrow, I hope to see you smiling. And I know the reason why. It is that we always question love. And it still makes me wonder why we waste so much time wondering. Well, that might be fun for a change up down the. So it's basically just a different way to play the same thing, and of course I love power chords and grunge. Bar chords are fun too, but they're more country. Bar chords, which is usually just the first two. Well, actually, this whole thing is kind of like a, because it's only using the top strings here. But so maybe I could do a little change up that's like. Doesn't sound like much, but it gives the opportunity for the other instruments to kick in and do something cool. And somehow bar chords just kind of sound really good, you know, rock with other instruments, kind of. And I should probably, it's a good time to show you the chords that I'm working on now that I've figured out pretty much the words that I think are, or the chords that I think are going to stay in there. So I just got to fiddle with this camera a little bit. I'll show you the chords. And then I'll pause this and figure out how to sound better. So the chords, again, this is an R2. I'm going to call it R2. And just watch my things because I won't keep saying it. I'll just say R2. And then if you don't know what it is, probably I'll have it written somewhere on the video description. I'll get smarter at that. So, but the actual, yeah, this is still a bad angle. Let me move this one more time. Thanks for your patience. While we get our camera crew situated. Oh, snap. Don't drop. Okay, here we go. It's getting real. Try not to shake the table. I guess I don't really need to have my leg on the table. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Sorry about the swearing to God thing. Just dropped a USB microphone on the ground. Hopefully that still works. All right, I'll just lean in. All right, here we go. So the chords to this. So I'm just playing now. When I do beginner guitar lessons, which is all I'm capable of doing in an official capacity, I teach the basic chords, obviously, and, the different types of strumming and picking and stuff like that. But then sometimes I talk about, I think a lot of people learn spatially, and obviously people learn in different ways, and there's different ways to look at that, actually, multiple, but a lot of people, more often than not, are spatially oriented, and some people aren't. Some people can't figure out how to get someplace the same way twice in their car, but some people really like shapes. And the good thing about the guitar is it's really, because it's all about finger placement, and then obviously the other thing, but this half of the guitar is really all about placement and technique, obviously, but placement before anything else, because you can't have any technique if you don't have a place to put your fingers. So, generally that's going to be chord arrangements. So chords, and then the progression of, the sequence of the chords. And in this case, what are we doing? So because I'm a shape guy, now that you know that, I like big shapes and I can no lie. Those are the budget jar. Shapes all over the place. I get sprung. Wanna get me some of that shape time yum. Anyway, fun times with songwriting. Yeah, where was I? So what I like to tell myself, and therefore I like to tell other people because it works for me, and then, there's a lot of different ways to get there, is, so here's a power chord, which, can be as much as just the 2 strings, and you have your root note, which is played with the pointer finger, and then your ring finger would go on, kind of there. So, see that? Hopefully this comes out good in the video, but what we'll do is determine that and make sure that it is in the best orientation or whatever. But so if that's a bar chord or power chord, then I'm calling this a reverse. Woo! Flip it and reverse it. Mom chow chicka chicka man yet. Mom chin chicka chicka chin yet. Yeah. Reverse it. Just flip it and reverse it. So now it's a backwards power chord. Screw it. So I'm going to play them back to back, and I'm going to pluck them, yeah. That kind of sounds like a cool song, too. Or, since it's got to start somewhere, this song, like I said, just came when I was just playing, because you have to play in order to, but playing something till something sounds like something you want to develop. And that's kind of a thing that you develop, too. Everything is. It's just pattern, you just do things over and over again, but that's how you get good at anything, and obviously with guitars and singing and whatnot. So this is, and then I'm going to call this like a G shape, because that's how I'm going to say it. So if you were playing that all the way up to the top, G major chord, you'd have that same kind of thing, at least with the top strings, the 6th string and 5th string, as they call it. No, I don't like that. It should be the top string. Okay, anyway, so that's like just taking the top one, then the top one, then the second one. Same up here. So where I said that it was a G shape, that is a G shape, but you'd be better served not moving your fingers from the original position, from the starting chord. Because it requires less motion, and conservation of energy is a good thing. Efficiency. Alright, so now that I've done that, I'll just show you the refrain, which is, so I want to play like an F, and I'm going to call it an F, even though the capo's on there, because that's where it would be if the capo wasn't and I was playing all the way up there. So it'd be like, That's what that is. And that's fine. And you can write the song with basic chords and then try to figure out what would sound better. And then as you're, learning maybe by a teacher or a book or a video or however you want to learn guitar, if you're like most people, you'll figure out some other little tip or tricks and stuff and little magic tricks that you like to do, and you'll enjoy doing it. So you'll try to do it when you're playing something new that you're developing. And but then it just becomes part of the process. Rinse and repeat. Play something that sounds good to your heart, and then figure out how to make it sound better for your brain or for the audience, so that it feels good, but you need them to feel good too. So you got to do a magic trick. All right, so that's it for now, and I'll see you in a minute.